What would you recommend, say, to a young coach, a young administrator, or any administrator, or and if you go along those lines, you could say a pastor or anyone who's going to be dealing with a lot of people and different from different backgrounds. What would be your word of advice to them, or your word of knowledge?
Well, simple things, and I tried, for example, and I don't care what your religion is or what your faith is, but know your value system and understand it. And I try to read a little bit of scripture every day. Whether you're a Muslim or a Christian or atheist, whatever, really get into some philosophy of faith. I try to do that every morning just to kind of keep me anchored. And I pray together with my wife every day. But aside from that is have a few friends that you can meet with every week, if not every week, at least often, that you can confide with or they can keep an eye on you. This is one of the greatest tragedies in the religious community in America, in the pastoral community. The divorce rate, sexual issues is just out of the roof. And because what's happened is a lot of the seminaries teach these pastors to go out in ones, and you're vulnerable when you do that. You should be out in twos and threes because you've got a brother or sister that's, hey, I saw you do that, or I saw you say that, or whatever it might be. That's not you, kind of hold you accountable. Back it off, or you're drinking too much, or hey, you're spending more time away from your family than you should be. Maybe you ought to say no to that speaking engagement. Maybe you ought to say yes and having more family time. Little things like that add up. It's like training. Well, I can have a few more beers, well, yeah, it'll add up. Or I stay out a little bit later than normal. When you win, and the coach will give you a lot of flexibility. Yeah. I remember Coach Wilhelm, we were at Clemson, we were ranked #1 in the United States. And we knew we were going to win the pennant that year. And we ended up losing at the World Series. But when we were winning, we could do what we wanted. But boy, once we lost a couple of games, he was down on us. There's no going out. You go be in bed by this time. So we get our act back together. But we were holding each other accountable. And I can remember a couple of games where after the games, a couple of players went out, and I was jumping on them pretty hard. The guys, we got the ACC championship game tomorrow. Out in terms of regular season, not the tournament.
Right.
And like, guys, get in bed. We got an 11 o'clock game and a hot, here in North Carolina. I said, get to bed. Oh, Beasley. I'm like, guys, come on. Or they could have been on me too. I wasn't no saint in college. So that kind of stuff, having a band of brothers, sisters that hold you accountable is extremely, extremely important. And I've really been hard on pastors about this. When Jesus sent friends out, he sent them out in twos so you can hold each other accountable. 2 people together, it's a powerful thing. 3, very powerful.